Hello, and welcome, friends. First of all, let me say thank you for all the support on the PSA changes video. We're almost over 2,000 views on that in just a couple of days, and we've just passed the 800 subscriber mark. So if you guys are out there and you're a subscriber, thank you very much. And as a brief advertisement, if you'd like to check out our eBay store, we don't have a Patreon or anything like that. We're not out here looking for loot, trying to get a taste of what you guys are kicking. But if you did want to support until we have something like a Patreon set up or a reason to, like passing 1,000 subscribers, you can check out the eBay store. We got a bunch of records, other type of shit in there. Some sports cards here and there. And if you know anybody with vinyl records for sale, get them in touch with me. But beyond all that, what we're here for today is the PSA changes. Where do we go from here? And how do we get our cards graded by group people or whatever? So there's a few different things that you can do There's a few things that you can do to get your cards graded right now. The first thing that you can do is you can send in bulk to PSA. That is what we talked about at the lowest level. It's going to take you 6 years. You'll see them Christmas when you're 80. You're in the, just eating prunes and drinking all kinds of other people's bodily fluids because people figured out that Elizabeth Bathory and her blood baths it was like the fountain of youth for death. So let's move on here. Let me get you over, guys, to the main screen. And what we're looking at here is the PSA Silver Collectors Club membership. So you can buy this for $60. It also comes with a subscription to their magazine, the Sports Market Report, which will have useful articles and not very useful prices because those prices are out of date, man. The market fluctuates so much these days. But if you want to submit to PSA using bulk services, this is the subscription that you're going to have to buy. Pay $60 to walk in the door and then go from there. From there, you're going to be able to click Submit Now, get yourself a tasty submission, build your card submission. I already have one floating around that I haven't done anything with here, but this is basically the way that it works. That it's going to take over 2 months. Now it's 9 to 10 weeks to enter into the processing portion of your order. That's going to take a long time, man. So if you send the order out, it's going to be 2.5 months maybe before they even get it in the system. So then what's going to happen? They're going to have it for another 7. Like I said, it's going to take a long time. Don't expect your cards back anytime soon. The quick flip is gone. The quick flip is in raw cards. That's the only place you're going to get a quick flip or already graded cards. But again, not as much ROI there with things not popping off as crazy as they used to. So you can submit this way. It's $10 a card. The declared value is the mitigating factor. The declared value is interesting because if you're a guy who's not adept at grading cards and you're not necessarily following all of the, the hoo-has and the whatnots, the grading standards and the results on eBay for sold listings, then it might be a little bit difficult for you to get an accurate portrayal of what your card should be worth as far as a declared value goes. As we can see from eBay prices, lookers ain't got no idea what their cards are worth. People are like, hey, I got a base Magic Johnson card from 2006, and that shit is up there for $480. It's a base card. I could rip it up and eat it on cereal. Captain Crunch with Magical Johnson sprinkled all over the Captain Crunch. Try it. If you haven't, you ought to give it a try. So, it's difficult for people to kind of understand declared value total. And the other thing is that if the market changes so much, how the hell are they going to know whether it was up or down or inside out when it actually got sent in? So there's some issues with that, and honestly, I don't really like the whole declared value thing. It feels like they're asking you to make a mistake. It's like they're asking you to overvalue your cards, or they want a reason to upcharge you whenever you have a card that spikes. I don't know about many horror stories of it happening, but I know that to look at a card, whether the card is worth $5 million or 5 million cents, it's the same process to grade it. Nothing changes about a card that's more expensive or cheaper or this or that. I understand that they want a bigger slice of the pie because the market value of their cards, the service they're providing, bumps that shit up. Boom, that card wouldn't be worth it without their case and their grade or whatever. I understand that, but nonetheless, it is a little bit predatory, slightly. So what does all this mean? It means that you might be able to slide a few cards that are worth more than $100 in at the bulk service level, which as we know goes for $10, $12, or $15. So that's the first thing. You could get this $60, then you could do the bulk subs. Don't expect your cards back. You can maybe skin flint a little bit on the declared value, but don't go crazy crazy with it, because otherwise you're going to get upcharged, and that's going to be a big upcharge, because it's going to be from $10 or $12 to 50 funky ass dollars. That's a big upcharge. The next thing is the dealer directory. So group submissions. Where do I go with my mid-grade cards? I got all these cards that are worth a couple $100. I want to get them graded. I don't want to spend an arm or a leg. Maybe like a finger or like a small toe that I don't feel anymore anyway. Thanks, diabetes. So I'm looking at the dealer directory, and it's a little bit sloppy here as well. There's a list of dudes, and this is specifically under group submissions, so we clicked group submissions, and if you look, I've looked through most of these websites, and a lot of them are pretty vague or abstract. Yes, there are some people who are taking submissions. Some of these are to Facebook pages. One of them went to a McDonald's website. I mean, one dude was promoting religion. That's not something we really get into here. Politics, religion, that is personal and up to the individual, but I am a spiritual dude. I do believe in meditation and Zen peace and all of that shit. And then a baseball bat to the face, a screwdriver to the eye, whenever it's necessary, which it isn't necessary very often. Either way, we're looking at the site, and anyway, we'll just get a long story short. The requirements for becoming a dealer here is that you have to have 3 references. You can't be a criminal. Your employees can't be criminals, and you have to have submitted $5,000 in PSA authentication and grading fees in the last 5 years. Now, that's reasonable, but it's also not that big of an amount to suddenly have a bunch of people start sending you their cards. And the big deal here for me is trust. Who do I trust? Who do I say my cards and my money, boom, to this dude, and now he's got to do all the work to send it into PSA or whatever else. I mean, I get PSA is charging us, the people who want to grade cards, a price for them handing off work that they can't do because of capacity onto other people. To make it easier on them, they're charging us. I get it. It happens in business all the time, every day. But yeah, so looking through the site, I didn't really see anything that looked good to me that would make me want to send my cards in. There were a couple of places. Nash Cards looked pretty good. Nash Cards was definitely reasonable. You go to grade, you can click grade now. That was the biggest problem. The navigation on these sites was like, well, what the hell do I do? How do I do it? But this Nash Cards site seemed reasonable. It's got all the little options, and then economy, $25 per card and 20 days. So, that means 6 months, 7 months. This is the most reasonable price that we've found. I found others for 27, whatever. I'll save you guys time. This looks like a reasonable company to deal with, but I got to tell you, the best one that I found wasn't in any of these of websites. None of these. The best one that I found was PCSportscards.com. PCSportscards.com. Now, let me just go on record. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I heard them through the grapevine, other people's videos, whisper, and this was the site that I found that had the best information, and it had the cleanest, most professional look. It has a great track record, and this I am going to send a small batch of cards to give it a test. Of course, we will let you guys know how that goes throughout the entirety of the process. So you have a new personal submission method opportunity to earn a discount if you do 100 cards with them. They'll give you 50 cents off per order. So if you guys want to send off a bunch of cards, this is the way to do it. I do also believe that they don't charge you anything until the grades populate. That's what they've said. So that's good as well. The standard, which is going to be all your mid-range cards that aren't bulk, that's going to be $25 a card. And they have a quick, they say, turnaround time because they're doing rolling submissions and just constantly sending cards in. And down here, you've got a nice submission form, put all your information in, what you want, your card list, just as you would if you were submitting an order to PSA. And it says right here, they currently have 157,241 cards awaiting grades at PSA. That is awesome. And they successfully graded 37,000 cards at PSA in 2019. Shit has changed. So, I like the site, I like the quality, I like the detail, and without knowing anything, going through this entirety of all these dealers, this is the one that has got my trust. And the reason why is because they also have this list right here, which will show you the order tracker. It'll tell you what was sent in, what date it was sent in, what the order was, how many cards are in the order, and then for the ones that they've received back and are completed, we are getting actual finish date date so that we have an idea of what's going on out there. So if we pick just a random bulk order, 300 cards, bulk order, they're in research and ID, and they've been there since 7/1. They got received on the 27th, were received. The finish date, October 5th. That's supposed to be the finish date. We'll see how that goes. This one had standard. That was a $20 one or whatever, $25 for them. 273 cards. That went in on 7/1, so July 1st. That was also received on the 27th. Projected 8/24, boom, 9/4, the actual finish date. That's actually not that bad for the $25 rate. So if that ends up being the deal, again, you can see right here, standard 7/1, boom, just about a month and change late. That's okay with me. I can, or that's actually early, right? The projected is 10/5, and then they finished it on 9/17. Strike that, reverse it. I'm not Willy Wonka, and it doesn't take a purple hat to see that these people should have your trust, and these people are the people that you want to potentially deal with for sending cards in that you don't want to send at a bulk level. Now, I'm definitely going to send in a bulk order to PSA, Ron Popeil style, set it, forget it, and I'm just not going to dick with it. It's just going to be off into the mist, into the trees, and we'll see what happens when 2038 comes back, if we're all alive, if we still have fossil fuels, if Pop-Tarts are still outselling. I don't know, but either way, I'll still eat a Pop-Tart. Y'all ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? This is just fat kid stuff. Don't listen to me. Back at the task at hand, this is where we're headed, and I do believe that that will be a beneficial thing. Don't really have anything else to say here today, guys. I think we're just going to go ahead. I actually have to show you the video. Oh, look. Geez, what are we doing to get this turned off? So thank you very much for joining me today. These are the guys that we're going to send it into, and I will let you guys know how it happens. If you have any questions, please put them down in the chat, and we will definitely try to hit all of those questions. Enjoy. If you like the video, hit a subscribe button, all that kind of stuff that people say at the end of their videos.